Hi guys, I'm here today to talk to you about our journey to Mexico to have a tubal reversal with Rio Bravo. Okay, so today is March 15th, 2020, and we are 45 days away from surgery. Now, I want to do these videos. Hey Diesel. I want to do these videos to talk to you guys about our journey. A lot of people, a lot of our friends are supporting us and they're rooting for us and they're looking forward to these videos. But there's also a lot of ladies out there who are indecisive on where to choose to go. And when I was in that stage, I turned to YouTube and watched some people with their documented videos, and it really helped me out. So I decided that I wanted to do the same and kind of pay it forward and help out those who want to make up their mind. So this is video number 1, and I wanted to kind of do a little bit of a backstory on what brought us to this point. And then with each video, I think I'll go over like the how to schedule with them, what to expect, what happens in the meantime, things like that. That way you can keep up to date with how the entire process went for us. But for those who don't know who I am, my name is Amy, and my YouTube channel is called The Traveling Couple. Because I guess we travel all the time? I don't know. Doesn't seem like it, but for a lot of people it does. So we started documenting, well, I started just putting all my photos on there in slideshows, but from this point forward I got a new camera, so I'm going to start documenting all of our trips and kind of doing more of reviews and things of places. So make sure to like and subscribe to my channel so that way you can, the dog's hitting the table, it's making the camera shake, but that way you can kind of see our future endeavors. So a little bit of a backstory on me and my significant other. His name is Kevin, for those who don't know. Kevin is 35, I'm 33, and we are a blended family. Together we have 7 children. Their ages are 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, and 4. So from a previous marriage, Kevin has 5 children. From a previous marriage, I have 2. My children are 12 and 9. So 9 years ago, after I had my daughter, I got my tubes tied. I had a tubal litigation. And I don't regret that for 1 second. I have never regretted getting it. I know a lot of women do regret it. Even at this point in my life, when I'm wanting to move forward and with Kevin, I don't regret that. So something in my mind kind of always told me, like, well, okay, if something ever happens, you can just get a reversal, no big deal. But it is a big deal. A lot of people, they don't realize that there's a thing called PTLS. That's post-tubal litigation syndrome. A lot of doctors don't even acknowledge that. They say it doesn't exist, it's not real. But for us ladies who have to go through that, it is real. If you don't know what it is, look it up. I kind of wrote down, I've got notes, because if not I'll say and I'll look off to the side because I'm trying to think of what I'm gonna say. Just to go over some of the PTLS symptoms, and I'm gonna get gross in these videos. Sorry, my phone. It's Kevin. A lot of the symptoms and things in these videos it's gonna get a little gross and probably be a little bit of a TMI, but it's a need to know. So PTLS, it can make you have mood swings, hot flashes, heavy menstrual cycles, or you miss menstrual cycles. You get hormonal problems. You get a lot of vaginal problems, depression, anxiety, osteoporosis, abdominal pain. It can lead to endometriosis and early menopause, ectopic pregnancies, all kinds of slew of things. If you think something has been going on with your body since after your tubal litigation. Definitely Google that and look into some of the symptoms because you might fall into that criteria. But, so one thing about our journey to Rio Bravo, with our tubal reversal is our families do not know. Kevin put it yesterday. He said it's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. So the less they know, the better. Some families can be very judgmental, especially when you have so many children already. But they don't understand. You know, when you get 5 plus 2, you equal 7, but 0 together, you know, when you don't have none together, they don't quite get that. Or they think, aren't you too old? Well, mentally, maybe. Physically, no. My body still does its thing. In science, you know, I'm still young enough. I'm 33, right? Whatever. Enough of that. So last year, 2019, Kevin and I kind of dabbled in the idea of a tubal reversal. We kind of entertained it and thought, oh, you know, it would be kind of neat, you know. Okay. So I started doing some research. I turned to my friend's Google. Turned to my friend and did a little bit of research, and I found a few doctors here in the United States, and I started looking at prices, and oh my gosh, you're talking $10,000 to have your tubes, you know, reversed. And I'm just like, I ain't rich. Shit. Okay. And you know, insurance doesn't cover it unless you have some kind of medical problem that it's causing you so much distress. Then they may cover it, but it depends on your insurance. So don't even worry about that. So I found this doctor in Beverly Hills, and just something with that just didn't sit right with me. His website it kind of gave me a funny feeling, so I didn't look into that anymore. I found a doctor in Houston. That's the closest to us. We live in Oklahoma City. So yeah. So Houston would be the closest, and I lost my train of thought. The dogs are over there fighting, and it's really throwing me off. Sorry. But I'm kind of more on the curvy side, so my BMI isn't where it's supposed to be. That doctor wants your BMI to be like a 32 or below. I'm like, whoa. That would put me at where my body's supposed to be for my 5-foot tall self, and I'm not near that. God, no. I'm not near that. So that doctor's out. So I found a doctor in North Carolina, and I'm not telling you these names on purpose, but if you want to know, just comment below, and I'll be more than willing to give you those doctors' names, or any other doctors in the United States that are in the, you know, in the top rated, because there is quite a few that a lot of people go to. So I found the one in North Carolina, and his fees weren't bad. I mean, I think I wrote it down on here somewhere. It was like $6,700 or something. No, I don't even know where I wrote it down at. I don't want to tell you guys wrong. That was $6,900, and you needed to have a 37% BMI or lower, and I was almost there. I was on the cusp, but only needed to lose like 15, 20 pounds. So I was like, okay, I could do that, right? Yeah, no. So that was our goal, and I found out, you know, that since we live in Oklahoma and that's North Carolina, we'll have to fly and we'll have to do this and we'll need this and that. So I did all the cost, and it was going to cost me around $9,000. So I had this $9,000 mindset. I needed to lose a little bit of weight, and so that was our plan. Months go by, and I'm losing some weight, I'm gaining weight, I'm losing weight, gaining weight. It's an endless, women, you know what it's like. It's an endless cycle. You're back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I'm maintaining my weight, roughly, but it ain't happening. And in the meantime, I'm just kind of like, oh, I need $9,000 for surgery, you know. Not making it happen, just kind of moping about it. I work at a casino. Kevin also works at the same casino, so now you kind of have a mindset. We work together. But so we have regular customers that come in all the time, and we get to know these people. And there's this one gentleman, he's Hispanic, he's from Mexico, and he's in all the time, and he's always, you know, he gives us a hard time, we give him a hard time, and it's all in good fun. I mean, I've known him for years now, for as long as I've been there. And you know, he's always joking with me. He's like, oh, you got any money I can play with today? And I'm like, hell no, I don't got no money you can play with. I'm always like, I need $9,000 for surgery. You're always in here playing. You give me money, you know? And one day he come up and he says, you won't see me for, you know, 2 weeks. I'm going to Mexico to have surgery. I think he was doing something with his eyes or something. So and he's, you know, he knew I was going to need $9,000 to have surgery. And he said, have you looked into going to Mexico to have that procedure done? He said, I bet you it's a lot cheaper. And so that got the wheels going in my head, and I'm just like, okay. So I turned to my friend. Remember, my friend is Google. So I turned to my friend, and I did some research. And I found a website called Rio Bravo Reversal, and they are located in Rio Bravo, Mexico. And the first thing I saw was the cost. $2,850 for a tubal ligation reversal. I'm like, what's the catch? So $2,850. I'm like, I could pull that out of my ass. So the more I did research, and I was like, okay, well, what about BMI? BMI, they go up to 50% on BMI. That's a lot, but no other doctors will do it. They won't go that high. They're too scared. Sorry guys, my camera cut off. Like I said, it's new and I don't even know how to really work it. So yeah, so the 50% BMI, I was like, wow, a lot of doctors won't even do that. So there was other things on the website. They suggest you not drive yourself to Mexico. You can drive to the airport in McAllen, Texas, or in Harlingen, Texas, or you can fly into there, and they'll have a shuttle driver come across the border, come over and pick you up and take you over the border. Because it's safer, because drivers in Mexico, it can get a little rough around the edges, and then you need like insurance for your cars and stuff, and so yeah, Mexico insurance or something. And I didn't look much into that because I wasn't gonna drive there. I got a new car, no way. And then yeah, so I need to so all kinds of stuff, and I'm just like, this place is sounding better and better. So I need to talk to Kevin about it. That's the scary part. Seeing what he's gonna say, because as most people do, are you crazy? That's Mexico. You know, they're gonna chop you up and sell your organs and all that other fear-mongering crap. So, okay. So, I get up the courage. I'm gonna ask Kevin, you know, all these things. I'm getting ready to, to prep for him to say no, and I'm gonna be like, but there's this and there's that, and and you know, the main thing is that they allow your spouse to be in the room with you in the OR during surgery, and they encourage them to bring a camera and take pictures and record the entire procedure. The entire procedure. They make a 2-inch incision. They want you to record it so you can see it. So no, they're not going to do anything crazy if you're recording the whole thing. I went to YouTube and I saw so many people with their videos and in the OR, and like I watched the procedure, and I'm just like, Well, it seems legit to me. So I got up the courage, and I'm building up, and I'm gonna ask him. Here goes, you know. And I'm prepared for him to say no and me to throw all these things out to him. So I said, Kevin, I've got a serious question for you. I said, how would you feel about going to Mexico and having a tubal reversal? And at this point, I'm like, I'm building up. I'm ready. I'm just, for him to, as soon as he says no, I'm gonna hit him with all kinds of, you know, but this, and this, and this. And he looks at me and he doesn't hesitate a second and he says, okay. And I'm like, okay. Hi, Bing Bong. Get down. Okay, but, so he said okay. And I was kind of puzzled for a minute because it's not what I was expecting. He says, I trust you. If you feel that this is right, and you've done the research, it's like, I know you. You research everything, and if you feel this is it, then okay, let's go. And I'm just like, well, that was easy. So Kevin was on board, and, you know, I started showing him the Facebook group with hundreds and hundreds of ladies who go there and have such a high success rate. Then we found out that Rio, the doctors there, they're in the top 3 for the ladies in the United States and Canada, and they come from all over different countries. They go there because he's one of the top rated doctors with high success rate. And I'm just like, maybe this is where we should go. Like, it sounds great. And of course, you know, I mean, one of the things I see on the group all the time is, you know, it's in Mexico, so you do need a passport or a pass card. And I'm like, and a lot of people, they stress over that because it takes weeks for those to come in, and sometimes they don't come in time. And I'm just like, hey, Kev, we already have passports. That's one less thing we have to worry about. You know, it's fantastic. So, so by November of 2019, we had decided to go with Rio Bravo reversal. And the next thing I needed to do, they wanted a $650 deposit to book a date. And then you pay the rest when you get there. I did the math from their website, and I was thinking it was going to cost me about $38.50 with extra fees and sedations, and, you know, because I've got a higher BMI. So I was expecting about that cost, and then I did the math on how to get there, if we were going to drive or if we were going to fly, what our options were. So I figured it was probably going to cost about $5,000 altogether. And that's a hell of a lot cheaper than $9,000-$10,000. So this was starting to be real. First thing I needed to do, and this is not mandatory, you don't have to, but your operative report and your pathological report from your tubal litigation. It tells the doctors exactly what was done, how much tube was taken, I should say, from your tubal litigation. And the doctors will go in blind, and 90% of the time they can fix you right up without your reports. So they don't require that, but I wanted it for my peace of mind. So we decided to, you either need to go to your doctor or go to the hospital. We just went up to the hospital to get the records. And we walk into the hospital, and I'm just like, wow, this is really happening. Like, we're starting to actually plan this. So before, it was just an idea. So we get to the records department, and she has me fill out a form. And of course, I knew when the surgery was, like, on the date, because it was when my daughter was born. And she's 9, so it's been 9 years. And so I turned the paper back into the lady, and she's looking at it, and she's like, "Hun, we don't keep records for more than 10 years. And I'm puzzled because I'm like, my daughter's 9. But not thinking that it's 2020 and I put on the paper 2010. And I'm like, but my daughter's only 9. I'm just like, I just wasn't, my mind wasn't there. I was all over the place. I mean, it was kind of like, you're telling me no, I can't get this. I'm freaking out. She's like, let me look. So she told us to have a seat and she'll call us back up when, if and when she gets it or not. So I'm sitting there and I felt like this was the longest day of my life. I mean, we probably sat there for 5-10 minutes. But I'm just like, my heart's racing. And I'm just like, I'm not going to get this paper. What am I going to do? Like, what happens if they actually took all my tubes and I can't do this at all and they go in blind and I waste all the money and I can't do it and I'm freaking out. Every scenario is going on in my head. And she calls my name. And at this point, I'm like, someone give me a paper sack. I'm hyperventilating. She's going to tell me no. And Kevin's just like, it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. And I walk up there and she's like, I found him. And I was like, I was just ecstatic. So I have a folder. It's called the Pinnell Project. That might turn out backwards. I don't know how the cameras go. But I do have my pathological report and my operative report. And after further studying, because this is all in doctor terms, and I don't speak doctor, but I found out that from my right tube, they took 1.4 centimeters of tube, and from my left, they took 1.5 centimeters. The average tube length, when I Googled it, it says anywhere from 10 to 13 centimeters of tube. And so they only took 1 centimeter, so there's plenty of tubes for the doctors to work with. And so that really put my mind at ease that, and then in the state, the thing said the surgery went fine, everything was fine. I'm a good surgery patient. I don't have any problems. So it was getting to the point that was real. So now I just needed to come up with the $650. I didn't want to contact them until I had the money. So I'm starting to post things online for sale. Selling this, selling that, selling this. I'm ready. I'm going to sell stuff. I'm going to come up with $650. I've got my report. I'm ready to go. Let's book this, I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. I told Kevin, I said, we usually have so many vacations planned out every year. We always go on a cruise, the end of September, beginning of October. And so we did have a cruise booked. And so I was like, well, we need to think about when we want to have the surgery, because if this works and I get pregnant, I need to make sure that I'm not over the 24-week mark, because after 24 weeks, you cannot cruise. The cruise line won't let you. So I'm like, well, we need to schedule surgery just in case this works, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, that I'm not too far along. So we started looking at dates, and we thought April would have been good. We kind of did some week planning and math and all this stuff. So we had a good mind at the end of April. And so now it's just time to come up with the money, and then we would get it booked. So I'm running overtime. I don't want this video to be too hella long, but I do have to get ready for work. I still have to make our lunch before I go, and I've got about 5-10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video for here. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and look for the other ones. Or if I'm just now posting this, after a few days, I'll probably post video number 2. But I'm going to do like a little series of videos, and I'll label them 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. The next video I'll probably talk about, actual I come up with the money and I get the surgery booked, and the booking process, and how you have to email them to contact them and everything, and how that goes. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments or questions or anything, post them below and I will reply. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe and keep a lookout for the next video. Thanks, you guys.